Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield as much time as he may consume to the Chairman of the Transportation Infrastructure Committee, the gentleman from Alaska, Mr. Young.
The gentleman from Alaska is recognized for such time as he may consume.
I wouldn't mind being Chairman of the Information Committee right now. I would like to suggest one thing. I deeply respect the individual from New York that just spoke against the legislation. That H.R. 5013 doesn't specifically address gun possession in emergency shelters or disaster relief housing except to prohibit future gun regulations above and beyond the federal, state, and local law. This requirement was included to prevent the repeat of a short-lived FEMA effort to ban gun possession in the FEMA trailer parks in Louisiana. H.R. 5013 does not override federal, state, or local laws restricting gun possession in various locations often used as shelters, such as schools, government buildings, and sports arenas. That's what this bill does not do. We address these issues, including the one where if the Coast Guard was rescuing someone with a helicopter, they could not bring a firearm on board that vessel or that aircraft. I'd like to suggest this would never had to happen if someone, and I will say government people, of what branch or other, had decided they would take law into their own hands and go into a law-abiding home and confiscates the guns from a citizen who had done no wrong, was only trying to protect their home. And that is the principle of our democracy and our republic, is the right to protect your castle, regardless of whether it's the hoodlum, the burglar, the murderer, the rapist, or the government. No one has the right to take away my ability to defend myself, nor my cherished ones, from that which intrude upon my being and my home. That is the Second Amendment. That is my right. And to have a government during the time of duress, the hurricane, as bad as it was, to go into areas that were trying to protect themselves. And by the way, they went on television and said they didn't have the manpower to address the looting, the rioters, and the hoodlums, but they had the manpower to go in to take and confiscate arms from the law-abiding citizens of Louisiana. And by the way, I believe this is the only area it did occur. So what I'm suggesting in this legislation, I want to thank Mr. Jindal, especially being the prime sponsor. This legislation is to preclude the government from taking away what is my cherished personal right to protect those I love in a time of duress, and yes, and even a time of peace, because you'll never know when that peace may be eroded and taken away from you. So this legislation is a step because someone else misstepped. And some will say it's not necessary, it won't happen again. I've been around here long enough to know never say it won't happen again. So we should look forward to this legislation, pass it, get on with it, and let those government agencies that misstepped know that they now are under the scope of reality and what's right for this great nation, and yield back the balance of my time.